Hi there, Lisa Filia, your certified life coach. In the previous video, we talked about the concept of habit stacking. We talked about it as a way for you to achieve your goal for the year by building in momentum throughout the entire year through this process of habit stacking, where you're stacking a new habit every month to create amazing transformation for yourself by the end of the year. And this allows you to create that momentum every month. Now, what I want to talk about in this video builds upon this concept. And it's this idea of how to stay on habit. Because what can happen is we create a vision and we pick a habit and we're feeling good in the beginning of the month. But as the days go on, we start to lose momentum. And the reason is our brain, when it's doing new things, it's like this new shiny thing. It's fun. But as we do it more, the newness wears off and our brain wants to resort back to what it is most familiar with, which means the opposite of whatever habit you're trying to build. Because when you're trying to build a new habit, it's not just that you're having nothing and you're trying to put a habit on top of it. It's really that you're changing whatever pattern that you have. So for instance, for me last month, the habit that I built was I did the dishes at the end of every night. Really, what I was doing was changing my pattern from not doing the dishes to doing the dishes. This month, my habit is that I'm not watching TV during the work week, which means that the pattern I'm changing is going from watching TV Monday through Friday to not watching TV then. And so it's important to highlight this because the patterns our brain is most familiar with are the ones it's going to want to keep doing because it's the pattern it's developed over time. So the new habit that you're wanting to build, while super exciting to you in the beginning, could lose its intrigue to your brain, and so you're going to want to stop doing it because you're bored of it, sick of it. It's just easier to go back to the existing pattern. So today we'll talk about how to stay on habit so that doesn't happen to you. So there are really just two steps I want to cover. So we're talking about staying on habit. The first step is we want a commitment that inspires action, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And the second step is to develop a plan to track your progress. Okay, so a commitment that inspires action. The reason we do this is because, like I mentioned, our brains are going to want to resort back to whatever the existing pattern is instead of whatever the new pattern is that you're trying to develop. And so what we want to do is we want to inspire ourselves to do whatever this new habit is. We want to come up with some commitment that is so inspirational, so motivating, that it gets our brain to want to do the harder thing, which is change the habit, change the pattern into whatever the new habit is you're trying to build. Because why do we do anything? Well, it's always fueled by a feeling. And our brain will always default to whatever is easiest and whatever feels the best. And that's not necessarily what you want to do. And so that is what we're talking about today is we want to come up with some type of commitment that inspires action. And so I invite you to take out a piece of paper and on the top of it, write the habit down that you have for this month. And then once you have that habit written down, we're going to create a commitment that inspires action. And really, when I think about this, what we're doing is we're writing our why. Why this habit matters to us. So for me, my habit is that the commitment that I've made for the month is to not watch TV Monday through Friday. That phrase doesn't necessarily inspire me to act. So I want to build in the why. So that changes it, and I add a second sentence. That's the why. That's because doing so will allow me to connect with myself, not be distracted by the TV, and really get to know what's going on in my head. Get to read those books that I haven't been reading. Get to try cooking new meals that I haven't had time to do because I've been watching TV. And this matters to me and is so important to me that I'm willing to feel the discomfort of not watching TV, of not vegging out in order to make this happen, in order to feel that connection with myself and get that extra time. So that is why I made this commitment. And that inspires me to move forward and not watch TV. It inspires me because it shows me my reason behind it, why it's so important. So what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and come up with what that reason is for you. And you'll know when you've hit it, when you feel the inspiration, the motivation, the passion, the pumped upness throughout your body. Once you feel that, you have the why that's going to keep you moving forward. And you want it somewhere that's written down that you can go back to easily so that you know that reason and can pull it up whenever your brain is starting to be like, but maybe we won't do this habit today. That's going to help you stay on habit. The second step is to develop a plan to track your progress. What this is there's really two pieces to it that I recommend. Is one, it's something that's visual, because our brains can be visual beings and creatures, and it helps it to see the progress. When it can literally see in front of it how it's been doing a good job, it gets a little bit of a dopamine rush, and that will help you to stay on habit. Then the second piece to this developing a plan to track progress is to ask yourself why you did or didn't do the thing at the end of the day. So for example, then let me break this down. The plan for me to track my progress this month is to just tally mark every day that I don't watch TV Monday through Friday, which will be every day because I've made that commitment. That's important to me. It matters. I have a strong why. Now, I just have a visual piece where I can write this down. Then at the end of each day, I ask myself, why? Why didn't I watch TV today? And I write down my reason. That helps me to see again and again why it's important. I build that momentum. I stay on habit throughout the whole month because I see my reason. Now, if you don't do whatever the habit is that you develop for yourself that month, you can also say why not. You can answer that question as a means to track, and it'll help you see the difference between the two, what got you to and what didn't get you to do whatever the habit is that you're doing for yourself. And that'll help you see what type of thoughts, what types of mindset keep you on habit and what doesn't. All right, so that is what I have for you this video. And really the bottom line again is you can stay on habit in order to achieve your goals by having this commitment and developing that plan to track the progress. This will keep you focused even when your brain wants to revert back to old patterns. And this was something that you can start implementing right now. Thank you so much. Enjoy staying on habit in that inspired action. And if you have any questions about how to implement this with the specific habit that you have for the month, reach out. I would love to help. Thank you. Bye.